Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. Hope everybody is doing well. It is Sunday, so before we get into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you can't abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people lit up in blue with the blue wrenches are going to boot you out of here because we are not going to tolerate it. All right. So just putting that out there ahead of time. And so we've had rain pretty much all day, and now it has turned to snow. So it's they've been calling for that. So it's it's not a whole lot of fun. So I gotta tell you before we jump into this stream, when I set up this live stream earlier, it was before the latest thing that happened in the Middle East over there in Jordan. Uh, it was even before then, and so to see that happen. So if anybody doesn't know, there was a drone strike in Jordan, one of our bases. 3 U.S. servicemen were killed. A bunch were injured. I think they said like 15 were injured, something to that effect. Now here's the first question that I have. Okay, now I always have a lot of questions. It's just kind of how I roll. So the first question I would have: do you think that Joe should retaliate against Iran? Okay, we're going to get into that, neighbor Bob. See what we're the information that we're given. Let's remember this. Okay, let's remember this. The information that we are given is that these are all Iranian-backed rebels, right? The Houthi rebels in Yemen are Iranian-backed. We're hearing that this a drone attack that happened in Jordan, that's Iranian-backed. The attacks that are happening to our troops in Iraq, that's Iranian-backed. Boy, I tell you what, Iran must have a whole lot of clout and a whole lot of excess money and power to be doing all this. You got to remember what we're dealing with, okay? And I'm going to tell you how I feel about the whole thing in a second. We're going to get into all that, but you got to realize the propaganda machine is going to just be rolling, 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 get you to be thinking the way that they want you to be thinking. Do we really know? It's a question. I'm not making a statement. I'm making a question. Do we really know if these attacks are backed by Iran or not? Or is that just what we're being told? Okay. So that's what you got to remember to start off with. Uh, we're being fed the information that they want us to know. Remember that before yeah, this is all allegedly. Exactly, Angela. Exactly. I didn't realize that Iran, the huge, powerful country that they are, had so much sway over the entire region. Does that make any kind of sense to you, realistically? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. That's just my take on it. Uh, you know, as far as that goes, I have stated in the past, and I will state again, wherever these attacks are coming from, okay, with inside the country that we're being attacked, if we know where the attacks are coming from within that country, be it Jordan, be it Iraq, be it Yemen, right? Wherever they are there, those rebels or whatever they want to title them and the whole 9 yards, wipe them out. Wipe them out. And if they're Iranian backed, you know what Iran's going to do about it? Realistically, folks, Iran's not going to do squat because Iran does not want to go toe to toe with the United States of America. They know they cannot win. Do you understand that? They know they can't win. So now, if you're watching the news and the pundits and the people that are talking, what are they saying? Right? What are they saying? Oh, well, we need to strike back against Iran. These are Iranian backed rebels, and we need to send a strong message and not show that we're weak and blah, 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 blah. This is what we're being fed, guys. Remember this. See, again, there is. what we're told, then there's reality. There's I always said this, like in any like it, this is like a relationship. Realistically, there's always three sides to every story, right? There's his side, there's her side, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. That's how it is in any relationship. So we do need to stop being wussies, though, really. No, no, Nick, I'm telling you, again, we can stop being wussies. If we're being attacked from a base in Yemen over here, point A, wipe point A out. That's what I'm saying. All right? Wipe point A out. If we're attacked in Iraq from certain points, wipe those areas out. Make the buffer zone bigger. I mean, we have anti-drone and missile stuff all over the place. Why? How is it? How is it that this base was even allowed for this? How did this drone attack get through? They have all kinds of stuff in place. Never should have happened. Never should have happened. Now, things are going to happen, and that's going to be, that's a fact. It's always going to be the fact. So, don't you wonder where Iran got the money from? Imagine that, Broken Dolly. Let's figure that one out. Yeah, exactly. So, again, we don't know the full story. We are fed what they want us to believe and to fear. I'm telling you guys, if you look at the situation over in Iran right now, um, not counting any of this stuff that they're being accused of by the United States of America, they got a lot of their own problems in place. When you look at when they killed that girl in the uprising that was happening and people were protesting, and then what did Iran do? They went out and started killing their own people. Okay, when you get to that point where a country's killing its own people to try to maintain and keep control, there's people within inside that country that would be more than happy to see a regime change. They just need that push or that help to get that to happen. And I'm sure, don't get me wrong on this one, I am sure um, that we probably got our finger in a few pies over there. That would not shock me at all. Would not shock me at all. So, you know, Ed, there's 6 tankers flying to the Middle East. Tankers? What do you mean 6 tankers? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you think Iran will strike first, hit something here on our soil? So here's what I think is gonna. And I don't know everything, guys, but here's what I think is gonna happen. If we do some kind of preempted strike against Iran, okay, if that were to happen, you can be rest assured that blood will spill in America on American soil because as porous as our southern border has been, as long as it has been, there are elements in this country that have come across that border waiting for orders, waiting, sleeper cells, if you will, and they're waiting to be told what to do. And if we do something, right, directly with Iran, I think you're going to see attacks within the United States. It would not shock me at all because they want America to be affected. They want people to be outraged and angry and all that type of stuff. Um, and our own government, realistically, if you think about it, they want us to get on board. They want us to be on board with whatever they're going to do, whatever they're going to do, try to do. They want to justify it. They're going to get you, the American public, and I'm part of the American public too. They want us to get on board and rah rah rah. We got to take these bad guys out, and these are the latest boogeyman and the whole 9 yards. We've done this song and dance, folks. We've done this song and dance. How many times? We did it in Iraq, right? We did it in Afghanistan. And, what's changed? What's changed? You know what's changed? A lot of young men and women are dead on both sides. You got a lot of young men and women on both sides that are crippled, maimed, having all kinds of mental issues because of what happened and what they saw, what they had to do. Um, there is no glory. I'm telling you right now, there is no glory. There is no honor. in it and stuff like that. And I've said this before, guys, and I've said this before. I want to talk about that. I want to address that too, the whole situation in Texas, guys. Okay, and I think that there's a little bit of a manipulation situation going on there as well. All right, and I'm going to address that in just a second. So, but there is no honor in it, folks. There really isn't. Um, yeah, we did it in Korea and Vietnam as well. Absolutely, Okie Forge. Absolutely. You know, and no, rant time is not really rant time. I want to before we go on with more of talking about that situation, I want to talk about the Texas situation really quickly and tell me if there's not more to this or not. Okay. So what do we got? 406 in the chat. We got 125 thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. I do appreciate that, and it really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. And again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So here's my take on the Texas situation, okay? Now, do I back 100% what Texas is doing? Absolutely yes. Now, here's some questions that I have. How long has this crisis been going on at the Texas border, at the California border, at the Arizona border, right? How long has this been going on? In with New Mexico as well, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I have to look and see exactly. But all the states that are bordering Mexico, right? This has been going on for the entire length of this administration, right? Since this entire length of this administration, and it was beyond that too, where there was a problem. And when Trump wanted to do something about it and fix the problem, oh, then he was a racist and terrible human being and all this nonsense. Okay, here is my question: why all of a sudden let's see, what year is this? Oh, it's an election year. All of a sudden now Texas decides to do something other than load them up in buses and send them to Chicago or DC or Martha's Vineyard or New York City, right? Why all of a sudden now is this the time that they're finally doing something about it? And I want you to think about that. Why not in year one? Why not right in the beginning when they basically Biden says we're opening up the borders and letting everybody and their brother in here? Texas could have said then, we're not dealing with this anymore. Not in Texas anyway. You want to come in here illegally? Go through Arizona, go to California. We're not doing it through Texas. Why now? So there's a question. Because it's an election year, right? Exactly. I'm not saying that that's the reason, but I'm saying the timing of it. We have, again, folks, I'm telling you right now, they think we are morons. They think that we're morons, that we're easily manipulated, which sadly, in a lot of cases, we are. We're very easily manipulated. There's a lot of games being played all the time. Make this guy look good, make this guy look bad. The reality is this: Joe Biden's administration has been an absolute disaster from the word go. I mean, that's that, but oh my God, if you ask them, the economy is doing fantastic. The economy is booming. Everything is great. There's no problems. There's no issues. Everything is wonderful and beautiful, right? Well, then how come gas prices are as high as they are? Why is the cost of food as high as it is? Why is rent for people up over 20%? Why are taxes going through the roof for people? When you own a piece of property and all of a sudden you get your assessment, and now your assessment is $30,000 and $40,000 more. There's what they're telling you your property is worth. So now they can tax you at a higher rate on your property. How is that all better? How about the cost of health insurance? How about the cost of your gas and electric that has continued to skyrocket and go higher and higher? Yeah, car insurance goes up. Everything goes up, right? But everything is wonderful and great, and you should be happy that the economy is booming. I don't see the economy booming. I just don't. Okay. Oh, both sides have been doing tit for tat. You again, and I will say this again. I've said this many times. Left or right makes no difference. They're all playing for the same team. They're all doing the same thing. They're helping their rich friends get richer. We get poorer. We get our rights taken away from us. They're all working together, folks. If you think that they don't, why does nothing ever change? Why does nothing ever change? Why do you think they're so afraid to have Donald Trump back in there? Now, did Donald Trump help his rich friends? Did he make money? I'm sure he did. They all do, right? They all do, you know, because all the tax increases all goes out of my out of my country. Yeah, well, you look at if you're in New York, I'll give you because I obviously lived in New York for many moons. All the tax dollars and revenue that were collected in upstate New York, a majority of them went down to New York City to pay for the people that are in New York City because there's so many people, um, in New York City. There's a lot of games being played constantly. We're being manipulated left, right, and center, and it's just and again, if you're okay with all your freedoms being taken away and being taxed to death at every turn that you make and everything that you do, it's being taxed, and you're okay with that. I think people are sick of it. People are tired of it. They've had enough. Right? It's one big club and we ain't in it. Exactly, Vlad. Just like George Carlin said. Just like George Carlin said. And yeah, Abbott has had years to solve the problem, but he waits until now. Exactly, Johnny. That's exactly what I said. And as far as the situation in the Middle East goes, folks, they're waiting. They've been waiting for an excuse to accelerate stuff. Going after the Houthi rebels, right? With the airstrikes with Great Britain and the United States. You know, my taxes went up 1,000 in 1 year. 1,000. I wish my property assessment up in New York in 1 year doubled. They doubled the assessment of the property, doubled it. So, you know, because I'm sure it's worth so much. Who do you think will win the presidential election? Just your opinion. If it is Trump and Biden, I honestly believe that Trump would destroy Biden, absolutely destroy Biden. That's just my take. Um, you know, will they either one of them be the candidate when the time comes? I have no idea. I don't make those predictions, but we'll see what happens. You know, it's but I'm telling you right now, if you look at it, you look what's been going on. The left will do everything that they can possibly. Got notice that my property taxes will nearly double this year. 80 came in. Yeah, isn't that crazy? My thing is when they say that if it's doubled, good, then buy my property. If it's worth so much more, you buy it and I'll get the heck out of the state. You know, it's a big game and it's been a big game. And they've been waiting for any excuse that they could get. And this excuse possibly could be what happened today in Jordan. That could be the excuse. Now, again, do I think that we should just go in and go after Iran? No, 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 no. I say um, we go after wherever the bases are, wherever these attacks are coming from, and we wipe that out. That's what we should be doing. Zuckerberg building a $270 million bunker in Hawaii. I I don't know if that's legit or not legit. Who knows? You know. Yeah, Dennis, I hear what you're saying. I can't say that on here. Unfortunately, I can't voice my true opinion on the last election on here. It doesn't end well when I do that. So I have to remain neutral on that one. But so what do we got? 502 people in the chat. We're at 199 thumbs up, guys. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you again to please do so to show support for the channel. Thank you again ahead of time for that. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms. Yeah, YouTube jail. Exactly, 80K man. If I came on here, guys, and told you what I really think about a lot of things, my channel would be gone in a heartbeat. So, I just have to be very careful how I say things, how I word things, and that's just part of the game. Again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And I do appreciate that ahead of time. Are more expensive than properties in London. Wow, Ontario, Canada are more expensive than, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and again, that's one way they get you off your property, right? They force you to sell because you can't afford to do it anymore. Iran is only a couple of months away from being nuclear ready. You keep hearing that, and I don't know how legitimate that is, JJ. They've been saying that for a while. They've been saying that for a while. Yeah, Robert's right. I know I need to do videos on the other platform of what I really think. Yeah, I absolutely. I, I do. I know. I will get to that at some point. I promise. Because there's definitely several topics that I would love to be able to just sit down, say what I really think and what's going on. But again, what we have to always pay attention, again, guys, you know, how long have they been hammering it in our heads that Iran is the bad guy, right? Iran and North Korea, you know, those are all, they're bad. They're bad. They're terrible. They're horrible. They're the ones that we need to worry about. Um, Again, there's a lot of manipulation that goes on. There's a lot of propaganda that goes on. Information that we are given. Again, are we giving all the full and accurate information? That's a question. I'm not saying we are, and I'm not saying that we're not, but it begs the question, right? How do they know that all these attacks in all these different countries are Iranian backed? So, and that's what you got to think about. I mean, why would, so here's another question. Why would Yemen, why would Jordan say, "Oh, you people are, Iranian backed and you want to go after these other countries and you want to do it from our country?" I mean, could that be a possibility? Of course it could be, but it just I find it suspect. I find it suspect. So, yeah, land of the free and home of the tax slave. Exactly right. It's gotten absolutely to a point of ridiculousness. So, now, do I think we'll retaliate as a country? Biden has to. Right now, he's been showing that he's a weak president. It's been a while. I mean, when you have, and I want you to think about this, folks. When you have 160 attacks on U.S. troops in the region, and you've done what? A couple of strikes on areas that you know that the rebels are at, and you've done a couple. Or what, they did another airstrike someplace else as well. What changed? Nothing, right? Nothing changed. So if you already know where they are, why didn't you do something about it before? Be proactive. Get out there, get at it, go after the spots where these things are happening. I'm telling you right now, I want you to think about this, okay? We'll go with Yemen, right? With the Houthi rebels, right? Oh my God, they're Iranian backed, blah 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 blah. Well, if you take them all out of there, then they're not backed by anybody anymore because they're gone. They can't shoot any more missiles, right? They can't disrupt the flow of commerce. Why is that even being allowed? I've said this before and I will say this again. The very first time that something happened, you retaliate in a way that you make it so horrific for them, the people that are doing it, that they don't want to do it anymore. And then every time they do it, you hammer them again. It's like a child, realistically. I mean, and I want you to think about it. It's like a child. If your child goes to touch the hot stove, right, and you smack their hand, and they go to touch the hot stove again, and you smack their hand a little bit harder the next time, right, because you don't want your kid to get burnt. I'll tell you what I did with my kids because it's like I knew how dangerous it was. I took their hand and I held their hand not far enough where they were going to get burned, but they could feel that heat, right? They could feel that heat. And I said, you feel that? Yes, Daddy. Does it hurt? Yes. Don't ever touch that because you will hurt yourself. That's how you learn. And that's how you have to do it with these people as well. You have to smack them and you let them know that we're not going to have it, period. I mean, it's just, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm disgusted that we are showing such a weakness in this country. It is unbelievable. No, you know what? Again, how do we know it's coming from Iran? Because we're being told it's coming from Iran. You know what I mean? That's again, you got to realize, folks. Okay, I don't know. I remember. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go back with something that I remember from, when I was younger. We were needed to be very, very afraid of Iraq, right? Because what did Saddam Hussein have? Does anybody remember? I'll let you guys answer in the comments. Who remembers what they told us? The news media, the trusted news media, what did they have that we needed to be so afraid of? Yep, Nostradamus has it right there. Yep. And let me ask you a question, folks, right? 123J, stock up on Pew Pew shells. Yeah, no kidding. That's good advice, Jay. Thank you very much for the donation as well. All right, now, how many did they find? That would be my next question. How many did they find in Iraq? So you guys have answered the first one. So, and the second question is, how many did they find? So, does that mean it was misinformation, or were they just mistaken and oops, sorry, we've only killed XYZ number of people and we were wrong. We apologize. Right? Here's another one. I'll give you another one. Okay, here's another one. So, the mastermind of the bombing of the airport in Afghanistan when we lost 13 service members, right? Whole bunch of civilians were killed. We had credible intel that it was Joe Blow over here. So, what did we do? We did a drone strike. We killed Joe Blow, probably his wives and children, and a whole bunch of other people that were with him. Killed them all, right? But we got the bad guy. But, oops, nope, wasn't him. We made a mistake. Now, is that dude still dead? Is his family still dead? Okay. Because the intel wasn't correct like they thought it was. So, again, just because we're told one thing, don't make it so. All right, I can go out here every single day. I could go out here every single day and say that the sky is turquoise. Does that make it true? If I keep telling you every day, no, 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 the sky's not blue. That ain't blue. That's turquoise. It's turquoise. And every day I tell you it's turquoise. If you repeat a lie enough times, sometimes people start to believe that lie. You ever heard that one? I've heard that one. So these are things we need to be thinking about, folks. Just because we're being fed a certain bit of information doesn't necessarily mean it's true, doesn't make it a fact. Everybody can be wrong, everybody makes mistakes, and I get that. But when those mistakes cost human lives, especially American lives, we're just watching JLD Investigates. He's doing a live stream from Eagle Pass, Texas, at gate where National Park are guarding Shelby Park. Okay. But again, because it's an election year, now they're going to do something about that in Texas. Talked about that earlier here in the stream, right? Why did he wait? Why did he wait 3 years? So I will never again vote for someone to tell me what to do and how to live. Exactly, Tony. We're supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave, but we sure ain't been being free for a long, long time. We have not been free for a long time. If our forefathers were alive right now, and they saw how bad. Ed, is there a news source that you trust whatsoever? Bob, I don't trust any of them. They all have an agenda. You got to understand. So if I'm watching Fox News, I'm just as an example. If I'm watching Fox News, they have an agenda. They're obviously right leaning, so their spin is going to be right leaning. If I'm watching CNN, and they're obviously very left leaning, their spin is going to be very left leaning, and so you're going to be given a certain information that way. Um, Honestly, you have to. The biggest thing that I would say is do your own research. Do your own research. Look at the situation, evaluate it. Am I being told the truth? Am I being told lies? You have to look at the big picture of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff going on. And but like I said, again, I don't watch TV. I don't even own a television. I haven't owned a television in over 9 years. I don't miss it. I got so sick and tired of the propaganda, the dumbing down of our society, the commercials geared to make us more stupid all the time, and to manipulate you at the same time. It's just, you have to look at the honestly your best thing that, and I'm not trying to sell nothing here, guys. I'm not trying to sell nothing. Best thing you can do is prepare the best way that you possibly can, be as ready as you possibly can, because that other shoe is going to drop at some point. I truly believe it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when that happens, it's going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly really, really fast. And people are going to be shocked of how ugly it can get. And, we are so spoiled as Americans. We got plenty of food, we got our entertainment, we have, our electricity, we have, all the things, all the drugs, the alcohol. You go to your doctor, get whatever pills you need to make you happy because life is so difficult and hard. We are the most medicated country in the world by a long shot. By it's not There's not even a close second, you know, percentage points wise. It's not even a close second. Carol said it's been over 13 years since I've had a television in my house. Yeah, when we moved to the other homestead in New York, I got rid of I gave them all away. Gave them all away because I'm like not doing it anymore. I'm not I wasn't going to pay the amount of money that they wanted us to pay, number 1, to have crap on TV and it all to be garbage anyway. So, like I said, the only thing I honestly from back then that I missed was The Walking Dead because I liked that show. Well, it was The Walking Dead. That was the one show that I enjoyed. The Discovery Channel, the History Channel, that stuff I find interesting and fascinating. And when you're looking at perspectives of different things that are going on, I find that very interesting. But as far as watching mainstream news media, uh, no, no interest, no interest, because this one hates that one, and these are the bad guys, and everybody's racist, everybody's misogynist, and it's especially if you don't go along what the accepted norm is, what the accepted agenda is. Okay, um, you know, but there a lot of educational TV. I missed that, but not enough that I would go pay ridiculous amounts of money. I can, and realistically, anything like that type of stuff that I want to see, I got Netflix, so I can watch Netflix without the commercials, which is nice. And, and if I want to watch a documentary or just, something like that, then I can do that on there, and, like Ancient Aliens, they do, older civilizations, and like when they find these different sites, and it predates what they believed what was true at the time, and and these scientists don't like this, and they and they're all fighting over who's right and who's wrong. It's all, again, it's all, a lot of it's just manipulation and games. So here's a question for you. I'll throw this one out there. if you remember the Smithsonian, there was a guy that did a thing in the Grand Canyon, and allegedly, because it has been erased, there is no proof that it ever happened or anything like that. He found some caverns in the in uh, absolutely going blank. What was I just talking about, guys? I can't even think of the name of it right off the top of my head. Grand Canyon. Man, I absolutely went blank. So he was in the Grand Canyon doing this investigation, found these caves, went in, and they said it was all full of ancient Egyptian stuff. And he found this back in the early, was it? I think it was in the 1800s. Okay, and so he reported it. So supposedly the Smithsonian went in there, took all this stuff, pretended like it never happened, and that guy disappeared. So yeah, it's like, do you believe that that's true? Do you believe that there was a cover up? And if there was a cover up, why would they want to hide that from us to show that maybe all these Egyptians actually came over and were in the Grand Canyon in the United States? What happened to them? Where did they go? You know what I mean? So I find that type of stuff fascinating. And, not that our government would ever not be 100% truthful. Yeah, just like Antarctica. There's a lot of talk that in Antarctica, there's a lot, Antarctica one time was a tropical area, right? So, it's really interesting. Really, a lot of the stuff. Yeah, the giants. I talk about the giants. So I just, it's amazing to me. All of it is amazing. So we got 573 in the chat. We're at 286 on the thumbs up. Again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time for that. Also, again, it really does make a huge difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction, the better it is for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Also, again, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications, and thank you ahead of time. So, yeah, like somebody just mentioned the Nazca lines. So they had these huge creatures that were put in rock, but you can't see them unless you're in the air, flying in the air, and that's how they were discovered, right? So, what were they made for? Who were they made for if you couldn't discern what it was from the ground? So yeah, Atlantis is another one. So I mean, there's a lot of under the Sphinx, right? That they said there's underground libraries and all that type of stuff, and now they're trying to tell you that there's nothing under there, but they've been under there. So it's just it's very interesting. All of it is. There's a lot of stuff that is being held back from us. Why? That would be my question. Why? They don't think we can handle it, So yeah, giants are in the Bible too. Yep, they sure are. So yeah, like I said, I find it all fascinating and interesting, but who knows? But again, with the situation right now that's going on in the Middle East, do I believe that the answer is attack Iran? I do not. Um, do I think that our government probably will? I would not be shocked. Okay. I'm not saying that they will, but it will not shock me if they did. Okay. Because they're blaming everything that's going on right now in that region on Iran. We're getting that information all the time, right? Because if you say something enough, then people start to believe it. The Iranian backed Houthi rebels. How many times have you guys heard that one? Right? Now all of a sudden, um, you have, yeah, they don't want the truth out, Miss T said. That wouldn't surprise me. So, but again, we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention. Bubba One said ice wall crystals around the whole earth, supposedly. If you believe that the earth is flat, I don't have any help for you. I really don't. It's been proven over and over and over again. How is it? How is it that all like when we look at the moon is a circle. Is that a flat circle? I mean, it does. None of it makes any sense. You look at the other planets; they're all circles, but yet the Earth is flat. It just, I'm not. I just not. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. So, people can believe whatever they want, and that's fine. If you want to, be, like I said, you want to be in a delusion, you can be in a delusion all by yourself, and that's fine. So, I just, where do you fall off, right? How does the water stay in? I'm sorry, there's ice all around, keeping everything in. So here's an example. They did a thing, and they were showing this lake, okay. And if you looked, and you're looking to the other side of the lake, it looked flat. And it was a big lake. So what they did to prove that there is a curvature, because there's a curvature, they went out like 100 yards, and they shot a laser to that point. Well, in order for that laser to still be on point, as they went further out, the laser had to go up higher and higher and higher, to a point where they had to have a helicopter way up in the air to have that same level. So, I mean, if that one experiment doesn't prove to people that things are not, it's not flat. I don't know. Again, people are going to believe what they want to believe. So, anyway, but I don't know where you're getting that information. We're in a dome, so where they shake us up, and that's why we get snow. I've read my Bible pretty good, and I've never seen anywhere where it said we're in a dome. That's a nice thought, though. Big alien comes once in a while, gives us a good old shake. You need to respect others. I'm okay, Robert. You have the right to believe whatever you want to believe, but that doesn't mean I have to feed into your delusion. So that's not being disrespectful. That's just being honest, right? I mean, if you want to believe that we're this, that, or the other thing, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, Under the Dome with Stephen King. Yeah, that was actually a good. That's a great book. Great book. So yeah, calling out, you know, I don't know. I just, again, you can believe whatever you want. It doesn't mean that I have to believe you as well. So, and I was in the Navy, and a ship 20 miles away disappeared. Then it came back. Then as it came back, it appeared. So there you go. Just that's another thing that proves same thing. Yeah, they're trying to bait me. That's fine. But like I said, I don't feed into delusions, and if you don't like that, then I'm sorry. You know, like I said, you can believe whatever you want. Believe whatever you want. I'm perfectly okay with you believing that. So, but just don't expect me to believe the same thing. It's like with anything. I question everything, folks. I question everything. So I will never take anything that we are told or fed at face value. Never. Because I don't believe them. It's as simple as that. They are not always truthful. So what do we got? 565 in the chat. We're at 321 on a thumbs up. Let's shoot for 400 because why not, right? We'll go for a number there. We'll see if we get 400. If we hit 400, maybe we'll go a little higher. But let's see if we can hit 400 just for the fun of it. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, again, please do so to show support for the channel. Again, I do appreciate you doing that ahead of time. Also, it does make a big difference with the algorithm. So the more interaction again, the better for the channel. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, also, if you are not subscribed, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So, but anyway, all right, let's do the egg count. So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for the white hen. We'll go ahead and do that right now. We'll give you guys a minute to get your guesses in, and we will go from there. So, give you guys a moment to get your guesses, and we will see. So, what are we at? 340. So, we need 60 more thumbs up, guys. Let's keep them coming up to see if we can hit 400 today. And we got the time, so you guys should be able to do that with no problem. Give you just another moment. All right, I had to go back and look again. All right. If you had the same exact guess as a new first time winner, Sean, the Brit Englishman, I think it was, Sean Britt. No, Sean Britt Prepper. Sean Britt Prepper, sorry. Um, you are correct. 2 eggs, and yes, the white hen laid today, but we only ended up with 2 eggs, which again, I'm really not surprised because the weather was not anywhere near nice today. And so, yeah, it was just not a weather-wise a good day. So, Brit Prepper Sean, there we go. Yep, you're the winner. I said it wrong, but you are the winner. So you've won absolutely nothing. So congratulations, but you are happy. So definitely a first-time winner. I've not called that name out before. So, but yeah, we had 2 eggs today, and the white hen did lay. But again, it was just miserable weather all day. It rained all day, and and now it's snowing. So, but so there is that. But again, folks, we got to again always please pay attention. The manipulation is always going to be there. We're not. We're what you have to remember is this. This is the key. What you see on MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, whatever news channel you're watching from Channel 8, Channel 10, ABC, NBC, whatever one you're watching, it's the information that they have been scripted and giving, which is the approved message that they want to give you. It's the information that has been approved to give you. That's what that is. So, you have to remember that. It's what the approved message is, it's the narrative. And if you disagree with the narrative, then you're a horrible human being and you're anti American and you're a misogynist and you're a racist and you're horrible. But you have to, how much snow is expected in my area? I don't even know, JJ. It like with it snowing right now, it's not even sticking because the ground's too warm. So actually, I'll take a look. I'll look real quick. But again, the information that you're being given is what they want you to hear. Always remember that. Uh, yeah, they're saying the snow's going to stop. It's like 40% now, and by 9 o'clock, it's supposed to be stopped. So I don't think we're getting anything else. Yeah, and then we got nothing coming up. So we're not, don't look like we're going to get any accumulation. I know where Heather's at, they're getting snow. She said it was snowing there today. So, but if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys remember this, and they put it out on YouTube, and I never forgot this. And I said, how amazing is this? And again, how stupid they think that we are. Okay. You had all these news channels from all across the country, right? Because people were saying that mainstream news media is BS. It's not true. They're giving us false information, whatever. That information was being put out there. And they came on there and literally, word for word, all across this country, all these different channels and all these little burbs all over the place, and they all read the same exact script. Do you remember that video? Because I sure do. Because the channel that up in New York, you had channels 8, 10, and 13, ABC, NBC, and CBS, and they read that script, and then they showed the different parts of the country, California, Texas, Idaho, Seattle. They all did the same exact script. The same exact script. Why? Because that was the approved narrative. That's why. And they think that we are idiots. They think we're idiots because people started to question and say, wait a minute, this don't seem right. What's going on here? Why are we having this doesn't add up, right? A lot of people were questioning things, and so they wanted to um, prove to you, right? Prove to you we're the ones, we're giving you great information. Like I said, what they're giving you is the approved narrative. When you have basically in the United States, and if I could be mistaken by saying this, so please don't hold me to this, but I believe it's six families that control all the media in the United States. And I want you to think about that. So, government knows media equals mind control. Well, there will people that will be out there and they only watch CNN, and there's other people out there that will only watch Fox News. So the information that they're getting is what's approved by that. Okay, so they go, okay, well this is the truth because they're putting it out here. Well, the other channel's giving you a whole different spin. So again, should you watch Fox and should you watch CNN? I would suggest you watch it all if you have TV. Okay, because that way you can realize how much the manipulation goes on, and they play you against the other side. Remember when I talked about left and right at the end of my videos when I talk about that, then dividing us? If they keep us divided, if they keep us fighting each other over stupid, nonsensical things, they remain in power, they remain in control, and you're just a chump going along, paying your taxes, believing whatever they want you to believe. Yeah, there's a reason they call it programming. My grandfather, who has been gone since, what is he? He's been gone since 92. So he's been gone a long time. But he used to always tell me, he called the television, it goes, it's an idiot box. He goes, because if you watch it long enough, you're going to turn into an idiot. That's what he used to say all the time. All the time he used to say that. But again, if they keep us fighting amongst each other, if they can keep, like, I'll give you an example. Like, Angry Prepper's black, right? I'm white. They don't want us to be friends. They don't want us to get along. Now we do because we're two people that are a lot of similarities, a lot of like-mindedness going on there. I respect him, and I'm pretty sure he respects me as well. But they don't want that. They want us to hate each other just because we're different skin color, which is insanity to me. It's insanity. He's a human being. I'm a human being. Like I said, we have a lot in common. We have a lot in common. And so, people that are like-minded are going to come together. They're going to work together. They should, right? But the thing is, what are they working together for? Are they working together to push their own agenda, or are they working together to try to make things better? That's my thing. Okay, that's my thing. I want to make things better, and if I can get like-minded people together and we can work together and we can make something awesome, that's a good thing, because that other shoe's going to drop here at some point, my friends. Okay, um, More worried if someone is a decent person than the color they are. I'm 100% agree with that. You know, if you're cool with me, I'm going to be cool with you. Dawn says my stepdad called it the idiot box too. I always loved that because it was so right. As a young man, you're a child at the time, you don't think about it like that. But when you get older and you look at it, you go, my God, he was right. When so I'm going to date myself obviously with this here. When MTV came out, it used to be all about music videos. It was cool. It was great. It was all about music videos. So much fun. You got to watch your favorite artists singing and doing their thing and dancing around and whatever and stuff like that. It was awesome. And then all of a sudden, MTV changed over to reality TV shows. And they had the whole group of people living in the house in San Francisco. And who remembers that day? One guy, Puck, he was an idiot. That kid was an idiot. He would like pick his nose and then he would stick it in the peanut butter and lick it off his fingers. He was a disgusting human being. But they did that on purpose. They put these different collective, elective groups of people to the real world. Yes, yep. Um, they put these people together, and they would have them live in this house, and it was just like what is this garbage? you know. And then they brought back, if you guys remember, Flavor Flav from Public Enemy, trying to find him a woman, and so you got one guy, and you got all these because he's a rock star, and all these women want to be with him. It was crazy. It was crazy. I missed it when it was music. When it was music, it was awesome. So, but yeah, all garbage shows. And then you got like, what do you got now? You got the Kardashians, right? Are they even still on? I have no idea. Is that show even still on? You want to talk about a soulless show in soulless people, you know? Yeah, him and his big clock necklace. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yep. So I got to tell you a true funny story. You guys will love this. I'm going to share this with you real quick. So I was taking care of Richie, the young man that I took care of for many years, and we had gone out to the theater, and I think it was Goldmember we were watching, right? And so they had Doctor Evil and Mini Me, and they were in prison. And at the time, Public Enemy wasn't big anymore. So nobody, the younger generation had no idea who Public Enemy was, who Flavor Flav was, or any of that type of stuff. So there's a scene in the movie where they're in prison and they have Mini Me dressed up, and he's got the big clock like he's Flavor Flav, and Doctor Evil's all gangstered out. And I laughed so hard at that scene, um, because I realized the spoof they were doing on Flavor Flav with Mini Me. Okay, and it just struck me as so funny because it was funny because half the kids in that audience had no idea what the connection was to that. You had to be older to understand what that connection was. And it just struck me as so funny. And I'll never forget, I was like literally dying laughing. And I remember Richie looking at me. Um, and he was going, because he had to hide because he was, on a ventilator. So when he would talk, he was like, Ed, Ed, are you okay? And I was laughing that hard. So certain stuff like that, that was hilarious. So that's just a fun story. But they would throw those little nuances into movies, and you had to get it, if you didn't get it. So that, like I said, that yeah, Headbangers Ball, used to love that too. So, well, yeah, like all the crap that's on there now, they don't call it programming for nothing. That's for sure. That is for sure. So, yeah, it's a hard knock life. Yep. Yep. But anyway, we're what 476 in the chat. We're 382, so we need 18 more thumbs up, guys. We hit the goal, which we should hit that fairly soon, I'm sure. Hello, young lady. Did you have a drink? Did you just have a drink? She's a good girl. So anyway, oh, it's tied at 24 all now. Wow. Yeah, San Francisco was losing big at the half. Yeah, now Taylor Swift is being heavily pushed. Yeah, I'll tell you what I did today. Um, I I called up. Well, Steve had called me, and I called him back, and I was like, "Yay! Taylor Swift is going to the Super Bowl." He started laughing. Oh, too funny. Because you know she's going to be there. You know she's going to be there. Oh, but yeah, there's like I said, there was a lot of fun stuff on TV back in time, and it was a time when you could make fun of stuff, and people just everybody wasn't offended all the time. I still don't get that. I still don't get that. Oh, thank you, Running Shoes. I appreciate that. Like I said, folks, we really got to pay attention. Well, we got to do shout outs. So let's go ahead and get that going. And I want to talk a little bit more. Yeah, Benny Hill. Oh, my God. Oh, he would have been canceled today. Benny Hill would have been canceled today. So what are we at? Oh, way over already over 400. Awesome. Okay. So we're going to start out and do some shout outs. Heavenly Hills Homestead. Ryan grows giant vegetables. A lot of fun. Yep. The muddy list. Exactly. Uh, we have Icky Can up in Canada, living off grid up there, showing you how to do it up in Canada. You have Angry Prepper, that is Jason down in New York City. Also, real good guy, a lot of good information with him. You have Alaska Prepper, that is Rudy. Rudy's a good guy as well. Definitely worth to listen to. There's Alaska Granny. Uh, Again, she's up in Alaska, obviously, as well. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, two different channels, same guy. Unbelievable builder up in Canada, showing you how to do it up there. Really, really interesting to watch his channel. And he's living off grid as well. You have Demcad. Demcad has a lot of good information and definitely worth to listen to. There's Corporal's Corner, Bjorn Hansen. We have 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. There is Bizariza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. It's a really interesting story. Definitely worth to listen to. There is Marfugal News with Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. Good guys out there as well. You have Magic Prepper in North Dakota. There is Wranglestar. That is Cody. Cody's a good guy. A lot of great information. Where was I? Red Poppy Ranch. You have Survival Lily coming at us from Europe, giving us all the latest information of what's going on in Europe. You have Kyle's Cabin. We have Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota, living off grid, showing you what to do up there. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband wife team, two different channels. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. Very interesting to watch them. There is Green Greg's, another good guy, a lot of good information on his channel as well. Southern Prepper One with his Boots on the Ground series, very interesting to see what he's doing. You have Gray Man Prepping. You have Truly Tara 76 giving you makeup videos, a real nice lady, definitely worth to listen to. You have Doug and Stacy. They've been around a long time, a lot of great information with their channel as well. You have the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there living off grid, showing you their adventure. The Green Dream Project out in Arizona in the desert, showing you what it's like to live in the desert. You have Camping with Steve Wallace, who does stealth camping. Very interesting to watch him as well. There's Bush Doctor Survival. You have Monkey Works. There is the Needy Homesteader. She's been around a long time. Good channel, a lot of good information there. Boss of the Swamp, another master builder. Definitely worth a listen to. Good guy as well. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. Very smart guy. Definitely worth somebody to watch. Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. She is a straight shooter. She says it like it is. I respect that. You have City Prepper. There's Lumina Acres. We have Suspicious Observer giving us all the latest information of what's going on with the sun. There's also Bear Independent, the Uneducated Economist. There's Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is Mary Greeley News, giving you all the latest updates of Yellowstone, the earthquake, and the activity and all that going on there. There's Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Ryan Hall's a good guy, very passionate about the weather, but he gives back to the community in a big way, and I think that that's a really cool thing. You have Russell Brand. Russell Brand says it like it is. He gives you the information. He lets you decide what you want to do with it. There is Deep South Homestead, another very family friendly oriented channel. Definitely ask you to support them as well. We have The Outsider up in Maine, betting on Alaska, young man beginning his journey up in Alaska to live off grid. The Fit Farmer, there's Prep Rebel. You have Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Town Sense showing you what it's like to live in the 1800s and what you need to do. Definitely worth to listen to. You have The Prepared Mind. There's Pinball Preparedness. There's East Tennessee Preparedness. You have The Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Griddy, another family down in Tennessee doing their journey. So a lot of good channels, a lot of good information out there. I do think we should be supporting each other. I think that that's really important. So that's why I like to do the shout outs. So we're at 414. So you guys already blew past where we were. So that's awesome. So I appreciate that. So anyway, want to talk about again preparing, being ready, how important it is. Again, I don't know. I've always said I don't know how much time we got. I don't predict how much time we have. You have to make sure that you are as ready as you possibly can be because we never know what may happen. So it's really important that you put yourself in a situation to win, basically. Because it's is it a game? Absolutely, it's a game. 100% a game. And we just have to be as ready as we can. And when the shoe drops, then we have to deal with the consequences of it. And the more prepping that you've done ahead of time, food and water should be number one and number two. Okay. Obviously, making sure you have either a bug out location that you're going to or securing your home in a way that you can protect you and yours. That's a more difficult situation, especially if you're in the city or suburbia. You become a target. And if they can't beat you, they will burn you out. So you need to think about that. It's another thing you need to prepare for. Okay. So something ahead again. Always planning, folks. Always planning. If you had to bug out, where are you going? What are you going to do? How are you going to get there? All those things need to be thought about. You might not be able to get in that car and go that way. So, I mean, if you had to do it on foot, well, if you had just thought ahead and had a couple of bicycles stashed aside, it'd make that trip a whole lot quicker and easier. So, I mean, there's a lot to it. Again, it's all about planning, being as ready as you can be, taking care of your business, protecting your family. Hopefully, you surrounding yourself with good people that are have the same mindset that you do, and you are preparing that way. So, I have my Smokey. He's always sitting on my lap watching it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, again, disabled folks can always plan with four wheelers, golf carts, etc. Yeah, there's always options. You have to have a game plan. Again, you don't want to wait. Oh well, I'll put that off. I'll do this then. I'll do that then. I'll worry about that later, and then something happens, and you don't have a game plan. You can find yourself in a world of hurt in a hurry if you are not ready for it. And I think that's where the importance of planning ahead, thinking ahead. What am I going to do if this happens? What am I going to do if that happens? Where are we going to meet if the kids are at school, dad's at work, mom either is home or at work as well? Where's your meetup point? And do your kids know what they need to do? And it sure ain't going to be to listen to the school authorities. I can tell you that. That would be my opinion only. I'm not saying that you shouldn't listen to them, but if it's a worst case type of scenario, your kids need to know what they need to do. And that would be whatever you want them to do, not what the school wants them to do. So think about that, okay, and plan accordingly. My kids always knew. They always knew what they needed to do, when that time came. And so we had a plan. So kids are doing good. Both of the kids are doing well. Actually, Heather got together with Eddie over the weekend, and they spent some time together, which was a good thing. I always think that that's awesome when they do that. So we have a shop called Dad's Guns, and Golf Carts. Oh my God, that's funny. Dad's Guns and Golf Carts. I like that. That's actually pretty cool. So anyway, let's do this. Let's keep those thumbs up coming if you haven't done so yet. Just because, why not? 420. That's an interesting number. Let's see how much higher we can push that up before we jump off here. We got 380 people still in the chat. So if you have not done so yet, please throw that up there. Let's. I totally started prepping because of you, dude. Thank you. Good. I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm absolutely glad to hear it. So that's awesome. We are Legion. We are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? And even though Janet jumped the gun, we'll start with her. Janet in BC, British Columbia, Canada. We have Franklin County, Ohio. We have Michigan in the house with Bubba One. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Sean the Englishman from Chatham in Ontario, Canada. Tucson, Arizona with Angela. Central Virginia with the Cat Lady. The UP of Michigan with Dawn. Inverness, Florida with Collide in the house. We have Full of Hope in Ireland coming at us from across the pond. Ontario, Canada with Dave. Virginia with Prepper. Troutman, North Carolina. Emil up in BC, Canada. North Central Iowa with Ace. Fort Worth, Texas. Northeast Ohio. Knoxville, Tennessee. Greeley County, Arizona. Southwest Ohio with Mikey. Republic of Texas with Dust Devil. Uh, Edmond, Oklahoma. We got Electra, Texas. Arkansas is in the house. The Adirondacks. We got Tennessee, Charlotte County, Florida, York, Pennsylvania with Richard, Ozark, Arkansas Hillbilly with RD, Snohomish, Washington State with Wishika, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with Denise, Oregon. We have Minnesota with Michael, Greenlee, Georgia with Charlotte, Farmington, New Mexico with Chloe, Orlando, Florida with Tina, Roger down in Louisiana, West Central Ohio with Dale, Austin, Texas with Billy Bob. We got Arizona and or Missouri in the Ozarks with Delbert, Western Pennsylvania, Central New York with Village Homestead, Norristown, Pennsylvania with Ricky Bobby, South Mississippi with Jim, Southwest Missouri with the Ozark Prepper, Trenton, Gainesville, Florida, Burt County, Nebraska with Richard, Claremont, Pennsylvania with Marcy. Let's see, Greensburg, Pennsylvania with Sama, Yatesville, Georgia with Tony. So again, guys, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge network of people. We're the ones that can make a difference now, and we can make a difference after an event. We got Atlanta, Georgia. We have Ocean Springs, Mississippi. We can try to wake people up now the best that we can, and after an event, we can be teachers. That's what we can do. We can help people, try to educate people, show them what they need to do because there's going to be a lot of people that need a lot of help. We got Washington, Iowa in the house with Deborah. So yep, keep your socks and powder dry. Exactly. Exactly. I always was told keep your chin up and your powder dry. I had a guy tell me that when I was about 9 years old. Keep your chin up and your powder dry. So, but like I say, folks, just continue to get ready the best way that you possibly can. Like I said, I don't make predictions when things are going to happen. Do not be surprised if we do some kind of retaliatory strike against Iran. Would not shock me because that's what they want. And they want you to be behind that. We got Christian County, Missouri with Kelly. Yeah, it's like watching a train wreck. You can't look away. Scary but true. Absolutely scary but true. But Again, it's all about the choices that we're making, just taking care of our business and seeing what we can do. So that's what it seems, Billy Bob. That's what they want. He says, "Gosh, seems like we're going to war." It's what they want. War makes money. War helps the economy. So it doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. I just don't have to feed into it. Like I said again, if you are having a delusion of something, I don't have to feed into your delusion. I don't have to tell you that I believe that your delusion is true. So, anyhow, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You guys are amazing, ladies and gentlemen, that moderate for me. I appreciate you very much. I want to thank all you guys for being here, and supporting the channel. And oh, we got London in the UK. Very cool. Enough already coming from London. Glad you stayed up late and are joining us. Again, I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you supporting the channel. It's a lot of fun. I do enjoy these chats. I just want people to wake up and realize how badly we're being manipulated and played left, right, and center. If we could ever figure that out, we're going to be in a lot better shape. Remember, guys, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much, much better shape. We got Brenda from New Hampshire. We got Krista from Washington State. Also, remember, guys, to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. We got Sandusky, Ohio with E. Torres. Thank you for being here. Also, last but not least, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. If you stay positive and stay away from the negativity, you're going to be just fine. You have to, you just have to set realistic goals and then set about to making them happen. That's what it comes down to. Stay away from negative people that tell you what you cannot accomplish. They're not worth the waste of your time or your energy. They're really not. So, anyway, folks, have a great night. Please be safe. Keep prepping. Do what you can. When the time comes, be ready. Have a plan. That's the important thing. So, anyway, guys, be safe. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.